nothing but a bill, my boy. We can
This is no. This is no.
It's nothing but a bill. Chris, you heard
nothing but
that
a bill. That's nothing but a bill. Someone has to actually produce and send it out. But send me the tab, Derek. I got you. Help is on the way.
Chris, invoice this nigga immediately.
Gotcha.
Hey, send me the Cash App request.
Hey, so we just not gonna talk about Lil Wayne jaw. We just gonna forget about that.
What happened to the job?
I don't know, but that
eat meatloaf.
Huge.
That's what happens when you get old and off of cocaine.
Is he on that Bobby Brown?
Lockjaw.
I have no idea, but if he's on national TV and his jaw is wide as hell, dog.
Yeah, he definitely like a little chipmunk. Like he's storing nuts.
Welcome to another episode of the Black Super Friends podcast. We've been on hiatus for a while, and we're back, and it's going to be an action-packed show. In fact, this show, pretty much in its entirety, has been produced by Chris Leo, so it should be action-packed. And I might even sit back and enjoy the show. See, I almost slept. Didn't go for it. All right, guys. Tonight, you will know me as the host for partial of the show. I'm known as Magnifico, D. Horace Towns. I'm also known as 5000. And before the night is over, I'm going to share with you my
This young man, you've been with the flute shit since Andre dropped out.
Listen, he showed me the blueprint. We going. Call me 5050. All right, first I'm gonna go to the man who's gonna be responsible for half the show. You will know him as the winner from last night's game. The 49ers did a thing and surprised everybody. Chris Leo.
What do you mean surprised? Who was surprised?
I was surprised.
That's your king? Shit me. But thank you guys for showing up. We've been on a bit of a hiatus, but we glad you came back and rocking with us, man. Happy Monday.
All right. I don't say this often. Another winner at the bottom. You will know him tonight as the Dolphins' biggest fan, LL Cool J.
He can't help it, and he better get used to saying it because it's a lot of winning going down. I think I predicted at the beginning of this season, me and my brother ahead of us, or maybe I said my brother to the left of us, but I knew that we was going to be there. You just didn't. Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, they didn't think so either. But, you know, the man who also won, right? And let me tell you a story. I was leaving. I left. They were losing. And then I was like, I got home, took a shower. I was ready to go ahead and text running. Be like, boy, y'all got whooped. Some said, turn on ESPN. And that is when I cursed the gods, football gods, about the Dallas Cowboys slicking out a win. So congratulations to Super Mario Sr.
Hey, man, Dak for MVP.
Christian McCaffrey.
I don't even have a response, but the last person in my life.
Hey, Miss Parker.
Hey. Shout out to our friend Mia Malcolm, a.k.a. Big Booty Judy. Thank you for your support. All right. Yeah, that Prescott is never in life going to be part of an MVP conversation, Mario.
He's number one right now in all votes.
In your heart?
No, I watch football in all votes.
Michael Parsons is
right there in your heart.
Michael Parsons.
He can't help it.
Michael Parsons is the MVP of the Cowboys.
He's not even leading the league in his position in sacks. I'm talking about statistical.
He saved a lot of games for the Dallas Cowboys.
Dak just saved us.
Dak putting up his.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to go with Cheetah? Cheetah could get MVP consideration.
Yeah, but they're gonna give
definitely.
That's a quarterback.
Even bother. I didn't even bother to even enter him into that because we already know what's going on. But what Harden said is something that I knew. So
Yeah,
we're just gonna keep on being great.
Christian McCaffrey, Cheetah, everybody y'all naming is definitely deserving. It's a quarterback award, though.
We're gonna talk about the Chiefs though losing to the Packers. That was surprising. That was very, very surprising to me.
Not to me, because to me, the Chiefs got to that place where you thought a couple years ago they were gonna have a dynasty, but some night they just don't show up.
No, they lost Tyreek. You can't do that.
Well,
it's a whole different team if he on that team this year. You can't lose it. That's when you think you bigger than the team. I suffer that as a Cowboy when we let our coach go. Sometimes you need the people who you think you don't need. They need Tyreek right now. Tyreek this year, they undefeated.
Mahomes. But y'all got Mahomes. Mahomes supposed to be the end-all be-all.
Right. He can't do everything. That's the thing. Sometimes when you try to overthink it and say, well, he just that good, you can just get him a bunch of garbage fails out there. Listen, that's why I put Brady as the GOAT. I ain't trying to be funny because of that. That reason right there is because he played with a bunch of garbage fails and got it done. And you can't expect everybody to do that. And the AFC is more now.
I think that's why the Dolphins gonna slide in there.
We getting in there. You can give it any concoction that you want. We're gonna be there. You gotta think about it. When you look at our record and see who we really lost to, outside of that fluke game to the Bills, we lost to the two best teams, and that puts us at the third because we got the same record as the 49ers, correct? Hey, men lie, women lie. Numbers don't, my boy.
First of all, we lost to the same two teams too, and right now we are higher in the rankings.
We'll see y'all on the 24th. That's all. That's all.
And we'll see the Eagles tomorrow, next week, and beat that team that beat y'all.
We actually beat the team that beat the Eagles, so it's like,
no, but I'm saying, well, I don't want to hold the show up. But what was the score with y'all and the Eagles?
17-31.
Right. They skeeted by with us.
That's good vernacular, whatever you want to call it. However,
All right. Well, I still go back and forth between 49ers and Cowboys versus Dolphins. I just think the Dolphins have had that magic. I hate them. Huh?
It's going to be the Niners. We are a different team with Debo is out there. We are a different team with Trent Williams protecting Purdy. We are a different team. If healthy, we're going to be there.
Y'all need to see this shit in the comment. Never mind.
Look at God.
Yeah, look at somebody.
Hey, I'm glad it came.
Yeah.
Tell some more people about it.
Yeah.
Like tell 1,000 more people so we get some more. Don't just be selfish.
Yeah. What kind of mascot are you, Zay?
Hey man, not a mascot, leader guy. It's okay. I keep trying to tell you.
Drum major, mascot, whatever you want to be. Listen, let me get to the real crimes in this world. You know, Israel and Palestine is continuing to fight, but we got bigger issues in this world. The undefeated Florida State Seminoles were held out of championship contention. I don't care what you know-it-alls think. They earned the right to go to a championship. It's amazing that I found out this week that the last 17 college championships, 14 of those were won by SEC teams. You know why? Because somehow that BCS and the new system always going to make sure you got an SEC team somewhere lurking in there. And the interesting part is this is the year that I don't care how it looked, an SEC team shouldn't have been in there. So back in the old days, you lose, and when you lose was important. And Florida State, despite having a perfect 13-0 record, will not be playing for a national championship. They will be playing in another game that I feel like they should boycott. You know, y'all want to? It's all about money. Yeah, I do. I think y'all should boycott, and they'll throw off everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just my news. I know Florida State is big. It's in my blood. So I was really disgusted. Sunday morning, I was pissed. Because no way you explain it. You can explain how you screwed a team that worked hard. They worked hard. And even with the quarterback missing, they found ways to win. The defense was impeccable. The running game is decent. They got great receivers. They found a way to win. And it's amazing that TCU the other year got murdered, but Florida State and TCU. And then when you look at the upside, I'm just going to pass it to you guys. Chris Leo, Florida State got robbed. What was your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, it was a robbery. Goddamn right. And I'm look, as a person that was in that lifestyle before, I understand robberies. But the thing about it is this: it's the teams in front of us where I have an issue with. Okay, let's start with Alabama at number 4. Alabama lost. Alabama lost to who did Alabama lose to? Texas. They lost to Texas. Alabama moved up from the 8th spot all the way to the 4th spot. Okay, that's a loss, regardless of how you feel. And if what you said, the SEC is so strong, let's come back to that. Let's go to Texas. Texas lost to Oklahoma. How are they in front of us? And then let's go to Michigan. Now, secretly, as a 49er fan, I secretly root for Michigan because Jim Harbaugh used to be the 49ers coach. But at the same time, they was accused of stealing signals. So their coach was suspended for 3 games. So if you're telling me that the loss of a quarterback changes the dynamic of a team so much, then how much does the loss of a coach change the dynamic of the team? They should say, well, and we don't know how many of those wins are accounted for them stealing signals. Those are the 4 teams ahead of us. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this, and this might be my Florida State bias fanatic kicking in, but I believe that the Florida State backup quarterback has a lawsuit, should file a lawsuit against him. And I tell you why, for losses and potential losses of earnings. If y'all remember when the college football playoffs first started in 2014, that year Ohio State won the championship. Ohio State won the championship with a 3rd-string quarterback. His name was Cardale Jones. He was behind T.J. Barrett and Braxton Miller. This was a 3rd-string quarterback. You mean to tell me that a 3rd-string quarterback can win a national championship, and you don't think it's possible for the 2nd-string quarterback to win at Florida State? That's some bullshit. The college football shown that a 3rd-string quarterback can go in there and win if the team is good enough. So I believe that boy got robbed because Cordell Stewart was able to parlay that to a draft pick to the Bills. Who knows what that backup quarterback could have did in this type of spotlight? I believe that coach was robbed. I mean that quarterback was robbed, and I believe the coach was robbed. You cannot tell that coach that he's not able to coach against these teams and don't have a chance to beat these teams when college football is all about recruiting. The 2nd-string quarterback is probably he's probably a 5-star, just like the 1st-string quarterback was. That's how you rebuild in college football. You don't just say, okay, well, I'm gonna ride with this 1-star quarterback and not recruit his predecessors. That is crazy to me. So yeah, I believe that there was a strong arm robbery, no mask, no Vaseline.
Yeah, all about the money. Super Mario.
Chris brought up some great points. I think it was not only a robbery for Florida State because that's the easy place to put here, but Georgia too. See, this is so screwed up. So I understand you have to have a SEC team, right? I understand that. So it should have been Georgia. Georgia had been number 1 for 10 weeks. 10 weeks out of 13. They lost to the number 18, which was in the SEC championship. They should have fell from 1 to 4 because everybody else went up 4 spots. So they could fall 3 spots because they had been the number 1 team and they've been undefeated for 3 years, 2 years almost. So that's Georgia's fault, right? Okay, then go in. So it should have been Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Georgia, because Texas lost to Oklahoma when they was 12. Texas has the worst loss out of the top 7 teams in college football. Then everybody always bring up the point. Well, Alabama a different team. when Texas beat Alabama, Alabama was different. So why do you count Texas beating Alabama so much? And we all say that Alabama was not the Alabama of today when Texas beat them. Why is it so impressive that Texas beat them? Apparently, Alabama was sorry when Texas beat them. So why do you count that win so much? This is the whole point of nonsense being spewed all over and nobody's saying it. Then they kept saying, Florida State didn't look good in the last 2 games. Cool. Alabama had a wing and a prayer to beat Auburn. Nobody has said that. I have been watching for 2 days, 3 days for somebody to say that. They act like that game didn't even happen. They threw the ball on a fly to the end of the end zone to beat Auburn in a prayer. Auburn wasn't even ranked. They didn't rank like 19. And they went to overtime. We beat Florida in we beat LSU. We beat Florida, who's a rival. We beat I can't think of Louisville. We beat Louisville in ACC Championship, and they was 10. Like, bro, what are these people talking about? This is like ludicrous. Okay, so you say you're gonna take Florida State out, but then you took Georgia out, and then you bumped up Texas. And this is simply we're gonna want the most money from college football, and that's all it is. But the one thing that's I'm so mad about is this: the people who I respected as analysts on TV lying through their teeth, trying to make this make sense. Shout out to Booger. I don't McFarland. Shout out to RG3. And Richard Sherman. And Colin Carr. They the only one who's standing up who's saying, I don't give a damn. If you win because Florida State schedule was Florida State schedule when they begin the year. So I agree with Richard Sherman. He said, once Travis got hurt, you should have just told them stop playing. Because it's nothing you can do to get in. And that's crazy. And everybody keeps saying they're not going to put in the SEC team. So you telling me if Travis don't get hurt and Florida State win and Bama beat Georgia,
they still don't go.
Then what happens? Because you can't put in Bama and you can't put in Texas. So that means what? SEC team don't go. No, this is crazy, bro. This is like, it's ludicrous, bro.
Yeah, it is. Hey, bro.
My brother, y'all have covered this story very well. The only thing that I have to add is that Florida State is obviously the redheaded child, because there's no way that we have the better record of everyone and still be obscure. The fix been in, though, and we've been saying that all season long when we're constantly winning, but it just seems that our buck could not pass the 4th seed. Even when the top seed or seed above us lost, we went backwards. Amazing. But
off week.
I digress, but I think y'all covered it well.
One more thing, Zay. Then this. If they thought Alabama was so good, why did they rank them at 8 the week before?
Right before.
None of this makes no sense. If you thought Alabama was that good, why was they not 6? Or why was they not 5? Because then you can justify them going up 2 spots after beating the number 1. You had them at 8. This is just.
You know what I called out, though? What I did call out was the fact that Alabama, they find a way to put Alabama in. You know why? Because Alabama, most of us going to watch and tune. Alabama people, no matter what the game is, they're going to take those RVs and go pack that stadium out. So don't tell me money's not a factor, because even if it wasn't Bama, they find a way to put an SEC team in the national championship like they have a privilege. And I'm sorry, this year SEC team shouldn't have made it. If it was Georgia, cool. But Bama, like you said, that last minute game they barely won. I just think this was criminal, to be honest, because it's like you can't even justify. And who's to say what Florida State season will look like next year? Like you robbed these kids of a perfect season, man.
4 that came back, they could have went to the NFL. 4 came back that could have went to the NFL to win a championship, went undefeated, and they got robbed. The last thing I'm gonna let Chris go. I know you want to say this, but just think about what you just said, Tootie. What they did is say this: Alabama fans gonna travel anywhere. Texas fans are the same on the West Coast. Texas fans, they love, boy, they have so many actors and stuff that went to Texas. Michigan is Michigan, almighty Michigan, and Washington was supposed to be the Florida State, because they was the undefeated team that deserved it. So they threw one of those kind of teams in there. Bruh, if anybody from the ACC should do this, should not watch the championship, I'm going to watch the ACC game. I'm not watching the SEC play in the rest of the games because ACC just got, we don't care about y'all and y'all are not Power 5. That's what that just showed any team in the ACC.
And I'm okay with all the SEC bias. I'm okay with that because it helps my point. If the SEC is so strong as you say it is, we have a win against Florida, who's a SEC team, and we have a win against LSU, who's a SEC team. We had a win against Louisville, who was ranked, I think 13 at the time or 16, somewhere around there. Not to mention 2 rivalry home games. That Florida game, I don't give a damn what they rank. That Miami game, I don't give a damn what they rank. These are tough games. The culture in Florida, these are tough games. I don't give a damn what we rank. If we low, or if Miami high, it doesn't matter. These are tough games. So our strength of schedule should have got us there.
My last point is what amazed me, and this even goes out to running Lamont Felder. I got a call Sunday morning and I told his lot. I said, bro, he's a University of Miami fan, long time, but the amount of comments, like the comment that came from Florida and especially UM fans, had me like mind boggled. Like in my mind, I'm like, a championship coming to the state of Florida. That's what I'm about. So Miami and Florida, no matter how I feel, I would say, okay, I'm gonna support them because it's Florida, bro. The way the hate that was spewed out about Florida State coming from Miami fans and Florida fans, man, that was mind-boggling to me, bro. I was like,
but they're not even happy we lost. I can understand if you hate us and you happy we lost. You're happy we got cheated. And then, dog, I ain't trying to be funny. That's to keep this all in context. These are kids that you're teaching a lesson.
Yeah.
So when Mike Norvell, when Travis goes down, he says resilient. In life, it's going to be stuff in your life that's going to be unfair. It's not going to be deserving. But how you get up and fight is what's going to determine what kind of person you become in a man. So they put their cleats on, found a way with a second string and then a third string and fought for a win, scratched for a win. And then grown 60-year-old men sat in a room and said, yeah, we want to make more money. So sorry, kids. That is crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Well, let's keep it on college football. It got a part B that's going to end up turning personal, but Colorado finishes 4-8. At the beginning of the year, there was Colorado Mania, T-shirt sales, appearances by many, many celebrities on the sideline, and then it went downhill. They started losing games. They went on a losing streak. The amazing part about it is the decommitments. Like every college has decommitments from players who switch last minute. But this year, I've seen everything out of Colorado, good or bad, get publicized and televised. So you had, after the losing season, you lost one 4-star quarterback, one 5-star quarterback, a tight end, a wide receiver, and now it looks like, the Cinderella story in Colorado is over. Deon replies and says this, which is true. He said, some of these dudes can't be loyal to a girlfriend. You're expecting them to be loyal to a college. And most times you see whoever's the winning team, these kids are going to go to that school the next year. Me personally, as an adult, I'm going to go where I think I can play and add, but it doesn't seem that way. So the question was, though, what were your thoughts about Colorado finishing 4-8, Chris Leo? This was your story for the year.
Well, the kind of push back on what you said, the portal doesn't work directly like that. You don't get to just pick your school. You jump in the portal and you get an opportunity to maybe go to another school. And that's just how college football is. Deon has to be prepared for the portal. That's just what it is. The temperament of young kids nowadays in this social media, flick culture, you're not going to be able to catch their attention for long. What I will say is I can't put it all on the kids. I have to ask myself, did the kids go there and see bad coaching or experience bad coaching or experience a loose environment that is not conducive to winning? Because I don't know if some of the things that I've seen on that sideline in that locker room is what happens at Alabama. Now I'm saying I'm all for you doing it your way, but your way has to produce wins. Your culture has to produce wins, so that's what you're ultimately there for, and that is what's going to keep the kids around. The rappers is cool, all of that is awesome, but those kids have to think as businessmen now, and their job is to go to college. I mean, to get to the pros. They have to make a decision on whether you give them the best chance to get to the pros. Uh, when we talk about loyalty, Deon, you the one came there and told those kids to basically pack it up. You wasn't loyal to the kids that came in. Now, I don't ever want to throw any toxic or any shade your way, Deon. I'm just being constructive here. And I know you got bigger fish to fry right now because what's going on in your situation. But I support you. I think 4-8. I called this. I don't know if you're a couple of dogs away. I won't say that anymore. I'm not gonna go on that train anymore. I think that I think you probably need to go into the NFL and get the likes of Brian Leftwich, some offensive minded coordinator that can expand your offense. What I didn't see much to your offense, and what we've seen from the Keith Kisberries and all these other dynamic minded offensive coordinators that leave college and go straight to the pros and get jobs. What's the guy that won the championship with the Rams? I don't know. That coach. A lot of those guys are creative offensively, and I think that's what he needs to focus on a lot more next year. Get you a coordinator in there that's running a new age, modern offense to display all the talent that you have over there, because you do have some talent and you're going to get talent back, but you need an offensive mind, a creative offensive mind to put points on the board, especially in that division, because the defense isn't as much of a priority in the Pac-12.
Well, I do want to highlight before I go to Zay that he did lose some coaches. He lost his defensive end coach and he lost his defensive coach. He lost a couple parts of his staff that would not be returning. So he's going to be shuffling a lot. But I still think coaching is great, but you got to also have people that you can coach up to. Charleston White, as crass and ridiculous as he is, he started something now people are repeating and saying like his push for his sons made it seem like that was what the team was all about. And a lot of the players felt like, they could have won a few games. Yeah, you actually had somebody that's, well, I say there was some games they could have won, but he was so focused on calling certain plays that it caused some of them to start going on Instagram and talking back publicly, which can't be good for a team. Jose.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that. I was listening to you talk about the decommits. I know he had spoke on the decommits being from prior years or lower classes. So that's why he made the reference about the girlfriends and being 2 years out. So you can't really bank on those individuals. So that's one part. Outside of that, I think that he did come in and turn around that football culture inside of Colorado. So you got to take your hat off for that. He did do some good things. It just didn't pan out the way that the fairy tale ending way that we all hoped for. And that's just that. So you did cite some major problems where you got mutiny, for lack of better words, on the team because of individuals feeling slighted. And, that's going to come once you have a team where you have sons of the actual coach playing. They're going to feel that favoritism. So that's something I think he went into Colorado knowing, so he had to know that those things would come about. I think that Deon is going to be an all right coach, and he'll turn it around. Like you said, he has the help coming in next year, which he's been saying some of those key positions that we've been talking about all season. He's going to have an influx that's going to hopefully cure that problem, and then we can revisit this conversation again next football season to see if he was able to live true to the word that he said. I'm treated just like a new business. The first 1 to 3 years, it's going to be shaky. So we just waiting to see how his business pans out. That's the best that I can give on that. But I'm still going to support a black man that's doing his thing. He turned that program around. I think you said 75%, 1 win to 4 wins. It's not saying a whole lot, but it's saying a lot for coming in first year. And I'm gonna give him his credit and his flowers.
Yeah. They had a few that they should have won, which was
but that coaching, that questionable coaching that you spoke about, that's where that comes into play, and then you have to ask, yourself, were those kids right in what they said? But again, that's something that the coach has to take care of because everything rises and falls on leadership. So he made the decision, so he got to take the criticism that comes with it.
Mario,
I don't want to slander Deon, so I'm gonna just say some facts. Deon, I agree with you, Horace. I'm gonna begin with that one point you just said. Coaching wise, a head coach job is to coach his coaches that he put on his squad. That's his job. So Deon's job is quintessentially to up coach the position coaches and to motivate the kids of the school. He's not coaching the quarterbacks day in, day out. He's not coaching the linemen. They got position coaches for that. Deon, this was your coaching staff that you believed in the beginning of the year. So I don't want to hear this shit now. Like at some point, you're the top dog. Stop all these excuses. 2, you decided to leave Jackson State and take all your Louis luggage with you. And you said it was enough for you to go on vacation and have a good time with. You can't get on this vacation and say, I don't have enough luggage. I don't have enough pants. I don't have enough. You said that. I like to hold men accountable. I don't care who you is. The third thing is I watch football a lot. I talk about football a lot. Deon, some of them games were coaching blunders. Some of them games, I didn't expect you to lose. Nobody expected you to go 12 and whatever. The 2 games you won in the beginning of the season that you shouldn't have lost to me, you shouldn't have won to me, I thought you was going to be able to string 4 more together and get into a bowl. I don't care if it was the barbecue chip bowl. That's when it matters as a coach because you were strong enough to get into something. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Chris.
1 win away. To be bowl eligible in college football, you need 5 wins. That's all you need. You was 1 win away, Deon.
And some of them was like coaching moves. Like if you're watching them games, and I stayed up for them 2 a.m. ending games. So I got a little bone to pick with you because I don't care about Colorado. I care about Deon and what he got going over there. The last thing I'm gonna say about Deon is this: I thought it was very, very, very unfair what he said about them kids because of this, Mr. Deon. You can't be preaching portal when that is being disloyal to a team that you said that you would go to. And then when it happens to you, you talk about it in a negative. It goes both ways. Just like you want other kids to leave their team and jump in the portal so you can grab them. Other people want their kids to grab. They're going to jump in the portal and grab them. Like Chris said, this is a business now. They're going to make the best decision for themselves. If you live by the portal, you die by the portal. I don't want you going here talking about they loyal to their girlfriends because Deon, girlfriends and loyalty is you should stay to walk away from right now, sir. Sir. And most people, when you're talking about relationships, they start questioning your what? That points back to what? Leadership. Leadership. So Deon, I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I'm with you. But who knows that God don't tell you tomorrow to go to the NFL and my son done went there and committed to go to Colorado over Alabama because he believed. Like a lot of people did at Jackson. So I think you should pause on that and just let the kids do what they're going to do. And then you do what you're going to do. You get better. You get the porter. The kids that decide to leave, you let them leave. And you be the bigger man in every aspect here because your closet is not empty of skeletons. Go ahead.
I want to say this. I'm going to scrabble the board a little bit. I'm going to rearrange your show tonight, Chris. Since we over in Colorado, I don't want to go leave and they have to come all the way back to the mountains.
Freaking fly mileage, my boy.
Yeah, I can relate to this, and this is my fear. So today, while we up in the mountains, there was a news flash that said that Deon and his long-term 11-year girlfriend, Tracy Edmonds, has filed for a breakup. They ain't married, so they're not together. And oh boy, you should have seen the comments around the speculation of why they separated and whatnot. And I actually took up for the woman. I said, 11 years is a long time. And I want to say this before we go down that road. Deon preaches family, right? And this whole time you've seen nothing but him, the sons, they're at the games. He's really pushing hard to put his sons in a good position. You know, now you got Jerry Jones talking about he could see Shador as the number one pick. You know, they're doing commercials. It's almost like the MC Hammer effect. They're doing commercials, family this, family that. She's in none of that. She's in none of that. And they're making money all around there, but technically she's the girlfriend. And I ain't seen her in not one commercial. I ain't seen her in none of their videos around campus. And I was like, man, I know I had a big head one time in life, and I blew.
Pause.
I don't even want to pause about Chris. Chris was about to have an issue about me saying it one time, but no, I remember a time, bro, where I fumbled something because at that time I was just coming out. I had the bins, just got the bins, and yeah, Jerker head was on swollen. I probably fumbled somebody because I had a whole lot of everybody showing me all this attention. I felt like I was hot, and I probably was guilty of this. You know how that thing goes. The people that gave me the most, I was giving them the little,
Mm-hmm.
the
Least
least,
it was it.
the least, or whatever. I think that's a true thing. So, what did y'all? I'm gonna go by. Chris. This is gonna be sports night. With that separation, man, I don't even know if that's a topic, but we're gonna double back on Jeezy cheating ass in a minute.
Whoa.
Hey, but we gonna start with Deon, man. Since tonight you say black men going on trial, what was your thoughts when you heard that news, man? You thought it was related to what?
It's sad. It's sad to me, to be honest with you. I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak on it in depth because I don't know. It was just announced. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as a form of new media, we need to take our time. But it's sad. You know what I'm saying? I was one on the show that's talking about divorce is the new marriage, and I hate to feel that way, but I just truly do. I don't know what's the key to keeping a woman anymore, to be honest with you. I thought that the model of man and leadership and fatherhood and spiritual religious thing, I thought he was a model for that. And if Deon can't keep his lady, well I should say baby face baby mama. If he if he can't keep her, then I don't. What hope is it for a recovering cheater like myself? So I don't know. I'm not Deon. I wish you the best, my brother. It's sad that I would hate to think that this would come you being kicked when you're down. You know what I'm saying? If you consider 4 wins and 8 losses season down, if you consider that down, it's just sad to be kicked while you're down. So I wish you the best, Deon.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go to the Magic Man when I got him, but it was just a lot of stuff going in my mind, thinking like, new success, or it could be who knows what it's like being a guy with all this success, but all this pressure. You might be a miserable mofo to, be around at that current time. The woman might feel like she's being neglected. And I'm with you. That was one of those things that you kind of look to say, damn, that's a nice story. They got a great friendship, and the timing of it was like, oh, geez, come on, bro. This last 3 days been something. LL Cool, you're the latest man. Give me something that I can use.
I'm going to tread lightly, like Chris said. This is new. The first thing I will point out is that they were engaged. They weren't married, so they were engaged, and then they
11
kind of
years.
broke it from there. Very much so, So that speaks to something that you mentioned. You made some great points. Um, Leadership, commitment. Mario said, and then speaking with the youth, you are the beacon for them of success. They're looking at you and your movement. So that wasn't a committed move. So, hey, very good point you made, my brother. Again, Horace, what you were talking about, the pressures, that is a very real scenario. The pressures of life, like Deon's used to winning. Like this, we don't know how tough this is for him. You know what I'm saying? To not be, it and who they're talking about. And that pressure may have stemmed back at home. And again, like I said, we don't make enough money to be into that business to that magnitude. But what we are seeing is what your kids on your football team are seeing. And it ain't really a good light for the conversation that you brought to that ball club and to that atmosphere. So I'm gonna sit back like everyone else and see how it plays out, but we don't know, and still I'm gonna wish him the best with it.
Yeah,
Did y'all see the press release? Did y'all read the press release?
From
if
her?
You read both of them. They have there is a Instagram post about it. But if you read his press release, he's so celebratory towards her and appreciative towards her. When you read hers, is more, well, we need time, and to me, that spoke volumes to me. For I would think that a woman would be as appreciative and as celebratory to me. But when I read their press releases, I was even more sad.
Mario, you're our marriage advocate, and usually you'll give us some wisdom. What were your thoughts on it, man? Because hey, anything can happen.
I was thinking I was gonna begin with what Chris just said. I read that press release, and that's why I'm gonna preference most of my comments from that. Right, and two things. They met in 2012. He was married before that to Pilar, right? Mm-hmm. Married to that before that to Pilar. He met Tracy in 2012. It's 2023. I read hers, and I read his, and what that told me is, I believe what Valu said. She felt that way, even if we don't know that to be true or not. She felt like, I believe the same thing Cassidy felt. I believe Cassidy felt. It's like I done been here through it all. I done been through Foot. I done been through Jasper. Like goddamn, not. And that was so crazy. Me and my wife would just talk about this, and I was like, bro, I wonder how Tracy feel because of what Chris said again. I never see her, but I see Pilar at every game, every commercial. She on the sideline. And Pilar Sanders, she getting all kind of film. Her son is over the social media network. So if you look at Colorado thing, she got interviews. Oh, now don't get me wrong, those are her sons out there. But I'm just saying, as a person who is sleeping with you every night, changing the pad on your feet, was there in the hospital with you. Now don't get me wrong, she ain't no victim because she chose to stay. But I think at some point, it seems like from reading both of them things, she said, I don't want to stay no more. And he said, I feel you. I love you, but I'm not ready to marry you. And we gonna just split amicably. I believe that's what happened. I believe there wasn't no like they got caught cheating, they lost love. I think she was ready for him to tie the knot. At this point, he was not ready for that because a lot of men after divorce, it's very hard to get married again. So I think that she was like, I'm done. I done showed you all I can show you to get this ring. And he was like, it's not about what you showed me. It's about me being able to give it to you. And I think that he okay with her leaving because it seemed like they split pretty good. And like Chris said, a lot of her stuff was weak. Because I think she hurt trying not to throw him up under the bus. I think Deon don't have no reason to be mad because she the one called it up. So he like, shit, I would have stayed with you for another 10 years. You I'm not ready to marry you. And I done been in them spots, not in marriage, but in relationships with a girl before when I was not ready to say, you my girlfriend. And you did nothing wrong to me. It's just that I wasn't ready. So that's how I got from it.
And it's interesting the timing of it because if y'all ain't noticed the last 2 weeks, he's been going at it with the ex-wife Pilar, right? And they've been getting into it. They've been in the tabloids again about her in Colorado and personal issues that they've had. And, they've been rocky since they divorced.
Yeah, I think she pushing her way back in, bro. Every time I look on that, if you look on that like Pilar everywhere. I was just telling my wife that I'm like, bro, right after they won the big game, she there, her son, and it's like, and I can't blame her because she a mom, but it's like, bro, you are all over the place, bro. Like you're like milking it, like you know what I'm saying, like, and it's like at the end of the day, her last name is still Sanders. See, I'm gonna let this go.
He wanted her to get rid of that name too.
I hate this. Oh, I hate that too. Oh, I hate that. The minute you say you want to leave, you have to leave my name because you still represent me. You told me I wasn't good enough no more, or you didn't want to take what I was given. I'm okay with that. Well, give me back what I was given. You my name.
Yeah.
Go back to what? Go back to your name.
Anime.
myself and let another man get his name. And
they were mad with Ike about that
so much, bro. If I'm not good enough for you to stay with or take my shit, well, give me back my name.
Nah.
Yeah, please get that man back his name.
But you know what? I learned about women. Some women, a woman gonna keep their last name to show that hey, somebody did choose me before. Being unmarried, yeah, like that is a walk of shame.
Totally agree, Tootie, and that's why I don't like it. 1,000%. That's why I don't like it. Don't get no brownie points off of me. Don't be called Paula Sanders and I'm beefing with you. This bitch got my last name and I don't like her. Oh, Jesus Christ. That just boils me up every time I see Tracy Edmonds. Bitch, you're not married to Babyface no more. Your name should be Tracy Wright. Norman?
Or left.
Right. Well, listen, since we're on relationships and I want to keep going with the flow, let's talk about Jeezy cheating ass.
No
comment.
You had it in for him since he said that. You just didn't buy it from the beginning, or you sniffed it out.
I'm just joking because listen. So I actually took up for him because allegations come out, and once a woman know that the door is closed, then it's like it's a war room, and she made allegations that he cheated, and by him cheating, he violated the prenuptial agreement. And the comment was, he's going to have to pay up big. You got to think about a woman who changed, kind of in her mind, leveled down. A woman who said she didn't want to have kids. Now she's a baby mother. So now she's a stereotype. And that news was kind of interesting this week. So in the midst of his divorce, he had a friend. This is betrayal. He had a dude, one of his close friends, go and make a whole video bashing her. Oh, yeah, I know it's true. She telling the truth. He ain't never been loyal to nobody, not even a dog. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got some that he ain't never let go of. He still been hitting them. I was like, bro, I never understand that kind of betrayal. Bro, listen, I just don't understand it. But Mario, Jeezy cheating, getting divorced, somehow that's made the news. What was your thoughts about that story and these false allegations?
I think people need to pay attention to what was happening and what exactly was said. I watched the interview again once I see these allegations out because I'm like, that is like the crux of who Jeezy stands on. As his whole CD, everything about him, the word integrity, loyalty, what a black man do. So for to come out and say the one thing that he has been, I wasn't good, I wasn't the best husband, but the one thing he was swearing to God on is I don't cheat. That's one thing I, as a person to be married, is like I'm trying to hang my, like I really mean this. So I felt him, right? I'm gonna do the best I can. And if it don't end, then I did the best I can. One thing he said is the marriage had been over, but we had just separated. And I had enough and I couldn't do it no more. See, one thing about that separation thing, when you don't get them papers, and we have all talked about this, is until you're divorced, you're still married. So if you sleep in another house, at another state, in another country, and you go intertwine with another woman, you cheated. And that's what's going to get tricky in court. Because we all understand. They might have said, it's over. It's over. They just hadn't filed the paperwork out. But the one thing you said to let this go is when she get in that courtroom, that conversation they had, all that went out the door. We were still physically married on paper, and you were seen with Bianca, and you cheated. And that's how you're gonna look. And I think the only way she would say that is something kind of like that. I don't believe Jeezy was involved in a marriage with her. I'm sorry. Until I don't believe they were cohesive and he was out sleeping with women. I don't believe that. I believe it's like a technicality that she's trying to pull to make sure that she win. Like she knew it was over. Like right now, they still not divorced. They filed for divorce. They're not divorced. So if he's been seen with a woman right now, he's technically. That's why I say all them little nuances right there. I think Jeannie trying to lean on it. Go ahead.
And guess what? You pay the right chick. If she go to some chick and say, "Hey, You mess with, I'm gonna give you this amount of money. I just want you to tell the truth, blah blah blah. Boy, the amount of betrayal I've seen coming out of places now for a little check. His homeboy did that, bro. That breaks every code in the world, bro. I don't even know how they look at you in the hood, bro. I can't even trust you no more. Like you had nothing to do with it. What was
And
your
it had nothing
point?
to do with that, nigga.
Yeah. What was that
Yeah,
one
who
movie
was
that said, "You the same selfish mother all our life"? That's him. Golly, that was terrible.
that?
I found
Man,
it interesting though what she brought to light, and I think I don't know. She might have been trolling us, or she might have been watching our podcast, and she
You
sniffed
are.
something out when he talked. She started looking in his eye when he was talking to Nia Long when he said, "I'm a real man. I don't cheat," and she got fierce because up until that point, when he announced they're getting divorced, now she had said nothing wrong, and I think that she was on the path of trying to rekindle, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna have to go with you on that hard because I don't think that he did any of that prior to. But then now that we not together and I've made it public, no, what hell has no fury like a woman scorned. I think that what it said. And you may feel like that because you got to think about it. She took heavy criticism when they first got together because she wasn't the right color. And why did he go outside the race and all this other stuff? To now she couldn't live up to what black women around the world were already saying before the ring was on or before they were married. Now y'all got married and it don't work. And she's taking probably heavy criticism because we know how our people can be. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, you didn't do that. And I know that you having dealings now. And like you said, that black and white heart is a mofo. So we may have something on our hands. My prayers are still with you, my brother Jesus. I believe you.
right,
It's hard to put a ring on a woman, you know what I'm saying? And you did that when you were Mr. 17-5, and you didn't have to be honest to you. So you're in a
right.
place, man.
Listen here, two things that he did is damaging. One, he used her and level up, right? So that's one thing. I got to give it to him. He dating her put him in another market, right? But here's the two strikes. One, to the Asian, she dated a
Ooh,
black man, which is frowned upon, right? And then he
married.
made her a baby mama, which is frowned upon. Like, man, so you got to look at those type scenarios, and then the brand of it. She could be just saying it simply because of him pushing the black man don't cheat to try to destroy his credibility and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. But I found it interesting how women, if he did that to a black woman, those sisters might have had raised a little bit of saying. But because it's an Asian woman, you ain't hear nothing. Listen, I have never seen women defend a black man like they have lately. I don't know if because they like him or because he had left for Asian woman, but they usually don't help us on anything. Chris Leo,
I don't know. I can't agree with that. You're paying attention to this show every Monday night, but what do I know?
Thank
one
you.
monkey on nothing.
Thank you,
Chris
ladies.
Leo,
Thank you, ladies. Um, I think this is a learning lesson. I mean, I think this is we can really take. They say a smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from others. So I think this is one of those opportunities that we can do that. Uh, Jeezy, I believe that he was in a rebranding position where he was trying to get away from the dope boy, the snowman, and trying to get to himself to a businessman. And when there's certain offices and certain doors you probably can't get around, get in without cleaning up your image. And I think Demario sent something in our group chat about the advantages of a married man in the corporate world, and that's just the statistics play that out. I think the problem, I don't know what happened in that situation, whether it's cheating involved or not. I just know the facts. The facts is Jeezy signed a prenup the day before the wedding. This is documented. I'm not making this up. He signed a prenup a day before the wedding. That is in itself ridiculous because, for one, by it being that close, it is easily contested by being it could be signed out of duress. So that's just one thing. Always spread it out 3 to 6 months ahead of your marriage. That way she can't, it's harder for her to make that claim. Two, in that prenup, Jeezy did the cardinal sin. You don't put a clause in there for cheating. That does not make sense. And the clause in the prenup is damn near anything. sexing, texting, FaceTiming. You really need to look up this guy called the lead attorney and his breakdown on it. He tells you, he shows piece by piece what's actually in the prenup. What Jeezy signed was fucking ridiculous. Anything, the slightest thing can be considered cheating, and that will void the prenup. So I don't know what happened, but what he signed, the criteria for cheating, I would have never, ever in my life signed some shit like that because the bar is so low. So I don't know what happened. Everything is speculatory, but at this point, but from what the facts that we know, Jesus, you might have dropped the ball on this one, my brother.
Can we admit one thing real quick?
Right.
With her being a star of a show, do know those networks are going to protect. She's the interest. This is my best concern. So they probably weren't even a fan. He was probably trying to support. But I'm pretty sure those attorneys and whatnot and the brands was involved in that relationship on the business side. So you're right. Listen, nothing again. I'm not calling my man dumb. I'm just saying you're in a room with some people that have a lot to lose or a lot to gain. So I'm pretty sure, that might have been happening.
Horace, I'm glad you went before me because you're exactly right. And I'm going to segue right off it. That was just what I was about to say, Horace. Right now, Jeezy did the one thing that she had to make her counterpoint. He sat down, had an interview first with the America's sweetheart and every black woman, I agree, felt empathetic for him because Neil was standing right across from him, feeling him, making him human. They was already upset that he was dating a Chinese woman, an Asian woman. But then when he broke up and then sat across Neil, and Neil was sitting there saying, I feel you, brother. I understand you, brother. I know her publicist was like, oh, hell no, we gotta hurry up because of what Horace just said. She is somebody. And she is the like go between white America and black America. She stands in the gap on that show. And she flows both sides of that show. So the second thing she did is this. She came back with her interview with who? Jennifer Hudson. Mm-hmm. A black woman. And the first thing she did is said, hey friend, how you been? I watched the clip they just put out. She said, I've been going through it. She said, oh, that's so powerful. So many women are going to get so much healing from this interview. Uh-oh. And here it goes. That's why he just alluded to that. And I'm happy he went first because that's what we're finna see right now. Who has the better publicist right now? Because it's finna go to war right now because she's not finna go on her rank about what really happened. It came out. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I seen the clip today of her on Jennifer Hudson's show. And that was like, sister, make her one of us because she's not.
I don't do this often, but I will like to give black women credit for this. I don't think their feelings towards her was misled. This is the same woman that got on national TV and said, "I dark meat on the side, and white meat keeps me lean." These are her words. This is what she said. This is what she thought about black meat, referring to black men. So I support black women all together, all the way for standing behind or not forgetting that. I say that. And I think that's a big part. And you know what I say? I hope that that's a big part for how they felt about her and them accepting Jeezy. Not only that, you got to think even with the Nia Long interview, another element to that, she was the poster child of cheating, a cheating man. So put those two together, a man that's claiming he doesn't cheat and the poster child woman of a cheating man who made his cheating public. That was a recipe for greatness right there.
Yeah, she has to say he's abusive. That's the next thing she's gonna say.
Oh yeah,
he was verbally abusive.
Oh, it's coming.
I was scared. All that. Because the gloves got to go off now. Because that knee alone, I agree with Chris. It was the perfect combination. It was perfect. You got a woman who was cheated on saying she empathized with Jeezy breaking up with a woman. Oh,
listen, I was thrown when this same woman said she didn't take showers. Go and find that clip. They were having a show, but they had the weirdest conversation. And she was like, "No, I don't take a shower every day. I don't bathe every day." And I was like, bruh. So when you stay with somebody, bro, you see some weird stuff. And yeah, she got some wild clips on that show of stuff she said. You know what I mean? And I was just, the cultural difference. I remember one time he was talking about how, Jesus, and I always say this: you single, you've been there for a while. She might come and go. Our schedule's busy, but when you marry, y'all there together all the time, night and day. And he's told a story about now all her family's at his house. And he can't find no peace. He's like the mother. Like he say he trying to find somewhere the mother walk around, cook, she clean, and she's all in his personal space.
Cap.
And he can't
take. I got a question for y'all.
Cap. Jeezy was named Mr. Magic City at one point. You don't detox from all that ass to go to a flat attack, a SpongeBob SquarePants. Eventually that shit wears off and you want to get back to the Magic City ass.
I kind of agree with that. Sorry, Mario. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. But I feel you.
I'm just saying, listen, I feel like you can't get married and then try to be monogamous.
Well, I think it's this. I think that I want to ask y'all this. I'm going to ask the question. Because we brought up Deon, we brought up Jeezy, we brought it. And I think when Chris said, well, what do you do if these people can't keep you? They're the pinnacle of black men, right? Mm-hmm. And I think at some point, do you not blame it on choices?
What do you mean?
On like you, they have all the options. You chose these women.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you chose these women. Like I ain't trying to be funny. Like you, like, bro, like that he chose Jeannie Mai. Like he didn't have to. So I think in some kind of way we could say like the marriage thing, because you're under that banner once you say I do. But at the end of the day, bro, how would you marry somebody? Because what he's saying, you should have been knew that. Mm-hmm. Bro, I never dated a Asian woman, and we know their culture is very strict. I stay next to a bunch of Asian people. I see their granddaddy staying with them. I see their uncle come over anytime. We know this. So all of a sudden, you get married to this woman, like you said, Mr. Magic City. You from Macon, Georgia, and all of a sudden, you thought you were just gonna be like, "Oh, I bring them to Macon." Hell, why would you think that, bro? You got to know this, bro. And you got their daughter pregnant. And like you said, they don't trust you. They're dealing with you. They're okay. They don't want you. You was not their choice. So now when they're trying to make sure, because they're nervous now. So now they're trying to make sure that their grandchild don't lose their culture. They're getting church. They still eating the foods that they was raised on. They still reading. They can speak both languages. That's what they're there for. To make sure their culture is not dead, because they understand Jeezy is the head of their household and not their daughter. And as a man, if your daughter marries outside of your culture and your name and everything you start from can be washed away. So when he's saying her family was imposing, I could see that. Nigga, I don't have to be. I could be blindfolded and see that. Like all of a sudden, you knew that, Jeezy? That's what, Tracy Edmond, bro. Tracy was married to Babyface. She was with you for all this time. You don't think a 56 or 50, whatever that woman want to be married? I'm not saying marry her, but I'm just saying at some point we got to start saying, bro, you signed up for this. Like I agree with Chris. Stop signing up for this stuff and then crying whoop at the end when it don't go the way you want to.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't judge a man for making a decision because the decision in itself is high risk.
Right.
I can spit out stats and stats over and over again, the divorce rate, the pool files, all of that. So we know that the decision is high risk. All I'm saying is once you do it, just like what Demario's saying, I don't want to hear you whining about it now. Don't get on TV talking about, oh, I can't believe this happened to me. Take it like a man, whatever comes with it, and move forward.
Me and Zay had a very interesting about somebody, and they said, I want a marriage like mine. I'm like, bro, you don't even know how my marriage is. Like, bro, why would you say? I was so baffled because I'm saying me and the guy, cool, but you don't know nothing about my marriage, bro, for you to say that. And I'm thinking, like, bro, why would you even be dating the girl you're dating, trying to mimic something that you have no insight on, bro? You don't know nothing. And I think so many people do that. And then when they get there and it's not what they envision, like Chris, that's why I always have to agree with Chris. Bro, once you say I do, shut the hell up. Because you said nobody made you say you do, bro. I don't want to hear it was just too much. I had to go. No, you should have thought I agree with Chris. It's not a favorable decision.
Time out, dog. Time out. What do Valu know about Hawkinsville, Perry, Georgia? You Haitians, what you know about Georgia, unless you dating a trafficker.
The internet, or as you know,
He's
Valu
from
been
Hawkinsville,
researching.
ain't no exoticals there. You'd be surprised. Yeah, that's when I went to Georgia. You look like Guatemala, but that's a whole different story. Hey,
The free work thing to our governor.
DeSantis.
You know what?
Listen, this threw me off, man. Listen, so this is still Chris' show. Shit, I don't know, but we're gonna have to pack it in there. We're gonna have to make it happen. But
I gotta draw the line.
He was not Dwight.
It's funny. Hey, wait a minute. Off the subject, right? They posted a whole lot of his injuries. I said, "Damn, bro, they killing him. Gluteal injuries." I was like, "Dang, Dwight Howard."
Yeah, I'm about to say, make sure we said Dwight Howard.
Yeah, bro, that's ridiculous.
What's crazy? Secretly, dog, Royce just beat her jail charge for child neglect, dog. That little boy a lot. Remember she had that child neglect charge for her little boy. Like Dwight done got a lot going on over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we can't.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
Listen, we got a lot to talk about, but this can't go another week. Chris, you was in the industry. Tootie was in the industry. You seen a lot. You see a lot in studios, behind the scenes, backstage, just period. Y'all want to talk about these allegations. And before we say that, let's just know that we've seen it coming. This whole new thing with sexual assault and allegations, that word is awful, right? But oftentimes the general public won't go and take a turn to page 2 and be like, what happened? Like, what happened? Like, sexual assault is such a big statement. And sometimes, like, you got Jamie Foxx, a lady say he grabbed a titty in 91. The mayor of New York is getting assaulted after he made a speech about, hey, get these damn immigrants out of New York. He's going down. There's so many people that have to now defend. And I know they lying because they talking about hard Pierre, but that's another story. But let's go back to this. Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love, man, he tried to settle his civil suit, civil meaning no criminal charges. What Cassie did was civil, meaning, hey, this is court-based. That case was settled real quick, one day later for $30 million, if I'm not mistaken, right? And after that, Diddy settled it quick, trying to make sure the floodgates didn't open, but too late. All the stories about these sexual allegations are going out, and they are numerous. And there's even one John Doe that is filed talking about sexual assault. Chris Leo, what do you think about Diddy's allegations?
Well, what I think is this. As a father of a daughter, I think what Cassie alleged what Diddy did, he should be put in jail. I think that's if what she said happened, he should be put in jail. So that's why I'm blown away that there's no criminal case filed against him. Again, I said it on other show. I believe in that as a father, I want these people off the streets. That's why I believe that what Cassie did by settling was the most egregious thing you can possibly do to survivors of sexual assault or rape. You can't put a price tag on it. Now I'm speaking from ignorance because I never dealt with it, but I don't believe that you could put a price tag on it at all. I think that that's such an egregious offense, a crime, that the perpetrators should be taken off the streets. And I cannot think that. I think what she did set back victims completely by saying, "Hey, it's okay if you can get paid from it," and I don't believe in that. What I will say about the Diddy thing is, the problem I have is this: the claims that she made. It was an off and on relationship for 10 years. Now, if a person is physically, emotionally, sexually harming you, I don't understand how it can be off and on. At some point when it's off, it needs to be off because they're doing something to you that you vehemently don't want to be done to you. Second, she accused him of making her have sex with people in public and filming it. Well, that's a crime. That means the people that you was having sex with unwarranted, also criminals. You got to bring them to the to justice also, because they are complicit in this. If what you said, if the allegations you said is actually true. Not only that, you said that you say that you don't want to have, you didn't want to have sex with people that Puffy introduced you to, but then you end up with his trainer. I don't understand how that connects. And then here's the thing: like I said, I keep on saying I'm a father of a daughter, and so is Demario, so is Zay. I cannot get my daughter outside of physical violence to do something she don't want to do. I just can't do that. That's something simple as drinking pulp on the orange juice. Unless I physically threaten her to do it repeatedly, she's not going to do it. Now, I take that situation like this. If my daughter says she does not do that, and I tell her, well, what about $30 million? And she decides to do it, I can't be the bad guy after that because that's a choice that she made. You cannot, I don't understand. I don't understand that. So for me personally, as a person that's required to protect women, even women that I don't know, I don't think that men can be the only one doing it. Women have to join us in this protection of women, as far as she has to file a criminal report to get this man off the streets, and that's just why I'm gonna stand on 100%.
All right, I got a question before I go to there, Mario. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Now I know NDAs are prominent, so a lot of times people can't speak like they want to, right? But I want to add a thing. 50 Cent likes to troll and make comments. He claimed that Diddy would send him pictures and videos to his phone. You know you can, if this becomes, you can go back and see if those actually happen. Like nothing's ever deleted. So 50, it's gonna be interesting if he actually sent some videos and pictures of this woman doing egregious stuff, like you say, Chris. So that's gonna be interesting. Second thing is you're not gonna see nobody come to defend Diddy, which is gonna be eye-opening for him because it's a joke in the industry about his parties and how stuff get wild, right? But the thing that brings me to the devil advocate part is this. When Cassie left Puff Daddy, she said she left him because he did not. First time, a couple times she said she left him because he did not want to get married. Yes, go look it up.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me say, like, at what point did you double back to your point to say Mia said that was her only course of action, the civil suit. But I do think that makes, like you said, it for the real victims or other victims out there, it's starting to create like a free for all. There's going to be people that really been offended, assaulted, and hurt, but those cases are going to get lost in this new pool of everybody claiming that, hey, Chris touched my titty in '88, you know what I mean? Or somebody, he rubbed my behind. The white guy, he's in prison right now because the woman say he grabbed, like, some of this stuff. I just think that the whole thing when it comes to sexual assault needs to be taken more serious because it's a big blanket. Like, be more precise with the laws, get predators out of the system. I mean, take them to jail. And then I think that'll eliminate some of these frivolous claims because throughout entertainment, movies, and music, you do have women who will say they're victimized and not for money. And then when the real victims come along, they kind of get discredited.
I think they should have probably did that a little better. That Adult Survivors Act that they enacted. I think it should have probably been from the time that they did it, which was like what, May 24th of last year, going forward, not retro, because that retro left a wormhole for all of the allegations that we got. That's why it just seemed like Diddy was the tip of the iceberg. But in truth, that that portal of that time was ending. So a lot of ish got thrown against the wall to see whatever sticks. And with Diddy being such a big name, I think it's what catapulted or was the catalyst for everything, I'm gonna simply say. But some of that what you were mentioning, Horace, with 50 trolling, because he's been relentless. You know what I'm saying? And we know how 50 can be. We seen him take Ja Rule out single handedly. And when 50 has his eye on something, boy, listen, he's going after it. And unfortunately, he's been saying these things about Diddy for years. He hasn't changed his tune not once, and he stands something to gain.
But he
think
gives
about it. Yeah, because of what Chris was saying, that the was that sex thing or whatever, or that pornography law that
You're
goes
receiving
with
that shit.
There you go.
Complicit.
So it's gonna be a tangle web that we weave, but I don't know. I'm staying out of it. I hate to see a black man go down in fire and flames publicly, but if you did it as a girl dad, you gotta face the music. The same way we hold men accountable. We're gonna hold you accountable, my boy. And yeah, it ain't looking too good for you. 50 said, whatever your dad did, I think he did it. I don't know, did it? He haven't said any compelling anything. But yep.
Is it Puff Daddy name or is it the money? But
I thought about that too. I thought about like, I think Elon Musk took some flack this weekend as well. Like as far as individuals with money, and it becomes like a money grab where individuals are trying to sway you because of your influence or money that they can get from you. And I don't know which one is going to be, but he's definitely going to be finished because that tarnish. People think about a man is that people only remember what you did wrong. Forget all the good stuff that you did. That mar against your name is what goes with you. If you think I'm lying, ask Richard Nixon, Benedict Arnold. You know what I'm saying? Things of that. So that Diddy brand and him being, who he was of a lot of things, that's gonna definitely come to a grinding halt.
Chris, before I go to Mario, what you had?
Real quick. When I see the women comment, they open Pandora's box to possibilities. And I have no problem with that. You can open Pandora's box to whatever possibilities you want to, but you got to keep that door wide open now, because if that's what you're saying is a possibility, it's also a possibility that she was complicit and willing to do every single thing that he asked her to do. It wasn't none of this force. So if we're going to open Pandora's box to all possibilities, what she could have did and how it's complicated and all these other things, which again, I am a part of the fight against SA and rape against women as a black father of a daughter. But if we're going to open Pandora's box to possibilities, then the possibility could be that she was complicit and this is extortion.
Super Mario Senior.
This is I've been going back and forth about this for a while. I've been trying to get all the facts and everything. There's a lot of nuances in this whole case, right? So I heard Mia saying, like, you're right, in New York, 20 years to file a civil case. All that's right. She couldn't file it. No, she couldn't file it now. She had 7 years after the abuse to file it, and she didn't. One thing for sure, they met in 2007. They broke up in 2018. She was married a year later. Not even a year, 9 months later, to Diddy's trainer. They broke up in October of, I just looked this up. They broke up broke up in like August of 2018. October of 2018, she posted a picture kissing Alex Vaughn at an event. You just like you with this man. Neither on one. I'm just saying that Pandora's box open now. So when Chris talk about extortion and all that kind of stuff, because why was you quiet all the way until they just brought out the thing saying on Thanksgiving, like Baloo alluded to, you have no other chance to get no money from this guy. So you've been asking him for money. You've been asking him to sign you out of your deal. I believe Diddy is controlling. He's been saying no, like he do to all bad boy people he signed. I'm not giving you out your deal. I'm a slave master you, because that's the kind of businessman he is. And she been asking because most of her career is gone now because she can't make music because she signed a bad deal, hoping she was gonna be the lady to Bad Boy. and she never was. She got out. She got with Alex. His biggest client was Puff Daddy, and now that's not it no more. Puff Daddy has power. He don't have many clients no more because nobody wants to be on Puff Daddy's bad side 2 months ago. So now y'all not living. Look up your net worth. It's $2 million. His, I think, a 1.4. Okay, y'all ain't got no money like you was on Diddy's island. Now you hear this. Hey, they know that lawsuit that you can do. You can file it right now. You've been asking him. You've been pleading with him, and Puff Daddy been having his foot on our neck. This is the time. Get that money. Two things can be true at the same time. Puff Daddy could have been abusive, and it had nothing to do with the sexcapades. I'm saying this. He could have been a freaky, deaky, nasty guy. Cassidy could have been a freaky, deaky, nasty girl. They could have been having all kind of nasty things, and he could have been abusive. He could have been in outrage and beat her. That had nothing to do with making her have these sexcapades. He could have just been abusive. Two separate things. Both one is horrible. Put them together, it's atrocious. But they could be separated. She could have been just a nasty freak, and he was a nasty freak, and then he got mad about something. He put his hand on women. He should go to jail for that part. But if she was willingly taking pictures, and he was sending the 50, inviting him over and sending all this kind of stuff, that has nothing to do with making her do that. She might have been complicit into that act, and then just didn't want to hit. The next thing I'm gonna say is this. I agree with this. Everybody got something to say now. I hate when people tell me I seen it. So why you ain't stop it? Because it's the worst thing in the world to you now. But right now, like Chris said, if I see somebody beating a woman right now, I'm gonna do something now. I'm not gonna wait 10 years from now and say, yeah, I seen Chris beating his wife every day.
Come on,
if you hate it now, 10 years later, why you didn't hate it back then?
Hate it then.
All these security
guards,
probably just hate it. Diddy was just nasty vampire who beat up and spit and did all this nasty stuff. 50 Cent, you were so told that he sent you his woman. Why you didn't? Hey, y'all, I have a picture right now. The nigga Diddy just sent me this. Why? Because 50 put everything out there. Why we didn't ever see the picture? Did he? 50? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just too convenient now to pile on to something. Some of this might be true, some of it might be not. I'm not here to judge. We're gonna see. He paid the money. Him paying the money don't mean that he paid it. Because there was a lot of bigger names on that lawsuit than Puff Daddy. Let's get this straight. When you start bringing it to Epic was sued as the boss. Because all this stuff happened when she was a worker up under Bad Boy. I seen a lawyer break that down too, said Epic might have made the call and said, pay her right now. Because we don't want to open this door up because this actually was like on the job that she was claiming. This happened while I was working for your company. One of your employees was doing this to me. Epic might have said, pay it right now. And Puff Daddy didn't have no choice. So, because he had been fighting not paying this for years. So why all of a sudden it come out? He knew this could have came out. Why all of a sudden she filed it and I can't do it no more. I just can't take it. People been saying Puff Daddy play with boys all his life. But all of a sudden he just want to pay this? No, Epic probably said, pay this so we can get from up under this and get on out the way.
Then you deal with it.
And then now you deal with this. We gone. We no longer now. Puff Daddy gets the backlash and Epic goes out. Come on.
Not the mid and again, even with the violence thing, okay. If I seen him being violent, I agree with DeMario. You should have spoke up about it. But it's I hate to be doubtful. No, I don't hate to be doubtful. I am a little doubtful of this simply because I don't know, maybe he just like beating on Filipino women, but Young Miami don't have these allegations. Lori Harvey don't have these allegations. Jennifer Lopez doesn't have these allegations. Who else was some of his like? Do he just like beating on Filipino women, or does he spread the beating around? Because from what I know about egotistical woman beating men, they're equal opportunity to everybody. They don't say, well, she's Young Miami, I ain't gonna beat her. No, all women get their ass kicked according to with those men. So I find it's a bit skeptical when I hear the abuse thing. One, because everybody that said they knew about it didn't say nothing before, and then two, there's a lot of history of women that he's been with that also does not have these allegations, and this is the prime time to come out with them. What's stopping Lori Harvey right now? What's stopping Young Miami right now? What's stopping Jennifer Lopez right now currently from accusing Puffy of these things.
It's past the 24. That's the only thing.
She's not here no more. Did she ever? I'm sorry.
Yeah, some of these stories get wild as heck. I just think, listen, I always say this. When comedians was popping, comedians, people run, everybody want to be a comedian. Like, it's a trendy thing. I'm just saying the bad thing is some of them you have to kind of put under a microscope because you'll have people that claim something happened just to get interviewed and make money off the interviews.
You're talking about an investigation.
I can't remember the lady. She was on America's Top Model. Real hideous looking, Janet Dickinson. And I'm trying to figure out, it was a case where everybody claimed. She ended up coming back later and said she lied. She did all these interviews.
Von Miller girlfriend just did that. Von Miller girlfriend just did it. Just did it. He just slaughtered this man. She just got arrested. She just came back and said, I'm lying. Nobody apologized to him on ESPN or anything like that. That's why it's so hard. And I'm not saying this is heinous, but it's so hard because they throw away the key from us as soon as they hear about it. Like, he took big and he did this. Jonathan Major, look at what he going through. Everybody, hold up, she might be lying. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro, what is going on? It's like, as soon as you hear it, they look for reasons why he did it.
Which brings me to Josh Giddey. We're not going to duck that. Ooh. This man is being accused of being with a 15-year-old. We don't know for sure, and that 15-year-old is uncooperative with any investigation. But at the same time, we're going to make sure we talk about you could be possibly a petty, and the Oklahoma Thunder will let you play.
We don't know, but there's a lot of inappropriate pictures that's out there right now, with your shirt off, rubbing on butt to private area with a grown man. Like, come on.
Here's the loophole.
With no dialogue about it, though. That's the biggest part. Everybody quiet.
Here's the loophole, though.
We ain't.
What state? What did it happen in? All the attorneys are already on top of that because in certain states, adult is, listen, one of them is 15.
No, a lot of them, like some of the Mormon states be 14. I looked at this a long time with Georgia 16. People like, you don't have to go too far. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Alabama, I think 15 and a half or something crazy like that. It's like, it gets crazy.
We're living in a society where it doesn't matter the legality of it, it's the accusation.
Right.
Because we're not worrying about the legality of Puffy.
He white.
Okay.
He white. He white. Listen, it don't apply to us. My point was in the previous conversation, when Bill Cosby was all the people was going on talking about what he did after all these years, Janet Dickinson went on all these talk shows talking about she was drugged and all this stuff, and then ended up coming back and say she lied. You know why? She went on the tour. She went on this little tour circuit of all this TV shows, get like $15,000 a pop for the interview, and she lied.
Dog, what about all the slew of people that just came out on the 20th? I'm saying that, like, do nobody just feel like all of a sudden all these people, like, that day was crazy. The day that they said was the last day, bro, it's like every 10 minutes it was somebody coming out, like, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like, back in 91. In college, they touched me at a party. Jamie Foxx reached over me and come on, bro. It's like that oversaturate the people that really is happening to.
Bro,
like you said, this happened to Cassidy. This is a monster. Damn him, put him under the jail.
The woman who said Jamie Foxx in 1999 put a finger in her cooter and in her anus at a restaurant.
Everybody did that in 99 in the year 2000.
Bruh.
Everybody did one in the pink, one in the stink.
Come on, man. Everybody was cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
Everybody was cowabunga. That's 99, 2000. That's the year of the Hot Boy. That was green bling time.
Back that ass up, I think, was the song of choice if we want to be,
See, the thing I like about it, so many hypocrites. When I hear Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay Shay, gotta call your black self out. When you get up there, you talk about all these people and all this stuff, and then you go tell me how you went to Freaknik. You a hypocrite, because we know what's going on in them festivals. So if you was there partaking, then I know that you was inappropriately grabbing women. That's at the minimum. You was grabbing people unwilling.
And that's another thing. That opens up another story. Like, what about those times? Can they come back now and sue all?
They could have.
Hey, it's true that cop in Georgia.
Because Chris, you can have a Black Christmas if it's
Hardy. The policeman in Atlanta, who with the infamous picture of the policeman spreading the cheeks. Oh, this man was months from retirement. He fighting for his whole career because of that picture. Y'all remember the picture where the dude she bent over? She bent over by a police car and he got her cheek spread.
I just remember the gauntlet. See, that's the thing. I remember like like you walking down the street in 10 steps, a girl butt naked probably walking down the street, dog, over and over. And then that's the thing. Women will say, stop, and get up Saturday morning and walk the same strip.
Butt naked.
Stop. Naked. Come back down the same strip. Stop. Bro, that went on for whole years of Daytona, dog.
Bro.
Horace, first of all, I'm not a big supporter of the police like that, but this man was conducting a search for narcotics, and you're trying to slander this man's name.
Hey.
And that's the sad thing about it, man. All he did was say, spread it and cough. That's it. You judging the man.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen in the next three weeks. Mary J. Blige is about to get a whole bunch of allegations. Second, yes, she is. How many times has a woman walked up to y'all and grabbed y'all meat? Right? It's happened. Has it happened? It's happened.
It happens a lot. Listen, I felt violated. I agree with you, though. And I think Diddy's the Black Jeff Epstein, and Mary J. Blige is gonna be that white lady who was with Jeff
his accomplice.
Mary J. gonna be.
Bro. So the last year I probably went to Memorial Day. Zay came down and hung out with me in South Beach. And my brother, talking about sexual assault, bro, we seen this girl. You could look down the hallway. This girl was selling box, and I'm talking about she covered 3 rooms in probably 25 minutes. I don't know if it was snapping or the clients were lacking. But listen, her walking down the strip, that was sexual assault, after she walked down. So right now, if we're going by Daytona standards, the streets will be clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
That depends on if she found them attractive. Because if she didn't find them attractive, then it's the crime.
It's pepper
That's
spray.
what Horace always says. It depends on who it is. Whether it's going.
That's a fact. I don't have plenty of in my previous job. I had plenty of human resource conferences and talks. No, we had to watch the video. I done hosted a bunch of those, so I know. Like, Chris could come into work and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then, nice dress. Oh, thanks, Chris. They come in and say the same thing. Why is they coming on my dress? Sexual harassment. Like that's how no. And it's so crazy because that's the power. And I keep telling people that's so scary. I used to tell people in the warehouse, bro, you can't come in and say nothing but good morning. Like you can't say you changed your hair. You can't say your earrings look nice. No, good morning, and go to your work job, bro.
Bro,
we're gonna seek Mia on one of them Zay haters.
Oh yeah, listen,
because that's verbal sexual harassment. Because I never heard Zay ask for that.
Yeah,
and I'm not standing for it. I'm not gonna be on when Zay bring up charges on me at 10 and say I was on the show with him and I ain't said nothing. I'm saying
I'm gonna speak up.
Neil, until you get confirmation, stop it.
Stop it. You're being inappropriate every week against Zay, and he's a victim. Do you know what trauma he goes through backstage and how much we have to console the man? No.
Vanessa, I'm ashamed that you egged it on at the beginning of the show, knowing Zay is a nice Christian man, and he's standing with such a lady as Mia Malcolm.
That boy, to me, I say he's gonna keep getting. I ain't stopping. Look,
I ain't stopping. Won't stop. That sound reminiscent of Puff Daddy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You don't even care, man.
So we change her name to Mia Daddy.
No, we're gonna start calling her HR Finest.
Man.
All right, listen, I think I maneuvered that show real well. So I'm pretty sure I missed out on something, but I have to wait the next week.
Yeah, no, before we go, I don't want to talk about it, but my question stems from, it's weird, but it stems from dating app profiles. Women constantly ask for God-fearing men and put God first. I gotta know what that means. You guys are religious, you gotta tell me what that means. I hope we can cover it next show, but I really want to know what that means.
I'm gonna set it up. It's funny you say that because it's a fine chick who, listen, she always have naked and she's God fearing woman of God. I'm like, you look like you at G5 right now. I'm gonna see you.
She believes in the Eve.
Yeah, it means under the law. That's why that's subjective, but that's all it means under the law that you feel and you govern under the law. Of the Bible. Like you take God serious enough to follow His commandments and His rules, but it's a lot of hypocriticalness going on along with that. But that's what that means. Because it just means because they don't want to say Christian, so they say God fearing, like you believe in God and you follow His laws and His morals. So if I know you in a line with God, then you just not gonna be you're supposed to not be a dirtbag.
Usually they say like woman of God, God fearing. But you know what's amazing? I have exposed this 2 years ago. Women say ain't no good men, but if Chris tells somebody he's a pastor, it's like all the walls fall. Like ain't no security.
He's supposed to be governed though, because he's supposed to be governed under God's laws.
Listen, Pastor Chris, girl, he a pastor. It don't. Chris could be the biggest dirtbag, but once you say put pastor on the front, oh man, it's green lights all night. Yes.
Can you put me up? Comment up. We was talking about your ass, Mia, not your heart. Let's be serious. This is a totally different subject. We wasn't focused on that. Not the person, not the inner person, not the soul. We was just speaking about the ass.
We were talking about dump truck Mia. All right. Well, here's another successful show. Either it's raining or Kendall in the shower because I hear a lot of noise. But
boy, he got your Miami upstairs.
Hey, nah. When he comes, I'll tell you that later on.
Out of lotion.
Whoa.
Oh, remember he asked me for Vaseline the other week.
Whoa, that's a wild boy. I
said, man, you don't kill yourself in there, man.
Coconut butter, bro, is much better.
All right, Mia, there's only two kind of boys, a white boy and a cowboy. Knock it off. Chris, close the comments.
Thank you guys for showing up, man. I hope your holiday weekend was great. We had to take the first half of it off and the second half off. A lot of traveling, and sometimes we get sick of each other. Sometimes we don't want to see each other, goddamn it. And we don't just be here every Monday for y'all. But when we are and you guys show up, we definitely appreciate it. Zay, tell them.
You better know it. You ain't did nothing else. You know you haven't hit that cash out.
Thank you.
Well, me should buy a bug or show.
Read the rest of the script. Derek, Lucifer Burns. LL Cool J is sending you a cup. He told us tonight to put the invoice in. He said he want to know what's on your cup. I told him to put on that candy liquor, but you might want to go with something different. Zay has paid for your cup.
There you go. I was about to say he's incorrect, Derek. I paid for your cup. Chris will be packaging it up and mailing it out for you, but I will take care of the financial.
Just in time for Christmas.
There you go. What you need on it?
Stocking stuffer.
Hey, all right, Zay, that's your closing comments?
No, that was not. Y'all was actually talking. I just chimed in, but I appreciate y'all for popping in. We did go on a hiatus, well needed. We need the rest too. We love y'all, but we love ourselves first. If you look at the alphabet, I come before you. We love you, but hey, in order for us to do what we do for y'all on Monday night, we got to rest, and that's what we did. So I'm glad to see that y'all took us in tonight. All 1 hour and 38 minutes of us. We went long just for y'all.
Always.
See y'all next Monday.
Always for me. Mia, you hear that? Always go long.
Back
Diddy. You might as well just say take that. And join the lineup.
Can't stop, won't stop.
If she can. Listen. All right, another show is definitely in the books before I go to Super Mario Senior. We'd like to thank everyone that turned out to watch this. I thought this was one of my best maneuverable shows because there was a lot to kind of endure and facilitate. Super Mario Senior.
Hey, I know we was off for Thanksgiving, man. First of all, thank y'all for coming, but man, I must say, man, I give a shout out. First Thanksgiving with my wife family came down to Florida. My family came up. We had an amazing time, man. I did not expect to have that good of a time. Like we just was in the house. I seen a lot of my homeboys in Orlando and everything. Man, I'm talking about. Dog, this was like one of my best Thanksgivings I probably done had that I can remember, like in a long time. All my kids in one place. Then my daughter went to Tampa with us for work, so she was with me for 2 weeks. That was amazing right there. 2 weeks in a row of my baby. We had some amazing conversations, man. It was just, hey, I'm so thankful, man. I think I'm still, like you say, high off of that, man, because I really had a good time, man. So I missed the guys, but we definitely needed that just relaxation and break, you know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to be back, and I'm happy that y'all here, and y'all stayed the whole time. So buy a mug. You have an excuse now. You can give it to somebody for Christmas. Don't cap. Buy a mug. They're not too expensive. And there you go.
Oh man, I want to just say quick,
and they for a good cause. My bad. Go ahead, Chris.
For my Thanksgiving, man, I haven't celebrated Thanksgiving, and I would say I moving back to Orlando in 2017, probably since 2017. But this year I had my daughter. I just moved in the house, so I wanted to have my daughter for Thanksgiving. We did some house hopping. We ate at the house. We ate at my homeboy Tron house. We came by the Mario's spot when nice Airbnb. I wish I would have came earlier so I could completely see it, but it was that was awesome for me too to share that with my daughter, and they wasn't just my house. She got to see my homeboy. She got to spend time with other family, the people that I consider family. So this Thanksgiving was pretty damn good.
It's crazy how much you grow up to. It's like I'm saying, just being around. I'm saying, from baby Kyla, I had a picture of her and Poo Poo when they was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy seeing them two now. Like, go ahead. My bad.
Hey, all about y'all closing comments, man. The kids go from one moment to before you know it, man. It just somewhere like 4 or 5 years, it just turned the page real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
I went to seeing Yellow daughter. I didn't know who she was. I'm like, man, they taller than me. This is crazy, bro. I'm like, I'm getting so old.
Yeah, we
Jose was doing some daddy-daughter Maximus stuff this over the break too, now.
Yeah,
I definitely needed that break. I was tired. Listen, man, to kick off the Thanksgiving break was my daughter's birthday. The first day out of school, and she maximized that to. I thought I was over the top. You know what I'm saying? I know she indulges in TikTok. It's a nice little brunch spot that does all types of dessert type breakfast food. Obviously, she's 14. She loves sweets. Took her and her crew, which happens to consist of her cousins, down to Miami and treated them. And they just rode that wave on in. They friend flew in from Atlanta. It was fun spot, all on Daddy. It was Daddy's daycare for that whole weekend. I actually gave family members and a close friend the weekend off because they just perched on me. They had a girls' slumber party where they watched horror movies till God knows what time because they would sleep. But then they woke back up, you know what I'm saying, and was right back on my dome. They even got me skating. We went out to the skating ring and we did all that. And yes, they can skate. So I had to actually teach the youngins how to get down. But after that weekend, I was definitely tired. Came Monday, I did opt for the vacation package. Yes, I'll be the first one to let y'all know. Horace brought it up, and I seconded it quick. But it was for good reason. So, she thanked any and everyone who actually tapped in. Didn't ask for much for a birthday, just $14. She's 14 years old, and we appreciate y'all. And that's, I thank you for Chris for pointing that out because I would have overlooked that. In this superhero daddy age of I just got to do it. It's just a normal day in the life of Zay.
I respect.
All right, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get out the studio now. Hey, Mia Malcolm, you come here for Zay, but in your sleep, you see me, you see Chris. It's just kind of how it starts. So I don't know what to tell you, but enjoy seeing me in your sleep for the next couple nights until next Monday.
I don't know if I like that, Horace. That's up there with the category of the guy that pays for everything and you get in there and get the goodies. That's messed up. You and Chris, y'all stealing it.
I ain't never wearing one with Horace, but all right, I guess me.
Y'all going down. Y'all worse than Diddy, dog.
I don't even know what to say at this point, man. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Mia, I'm gonna get in your inbox and tell you about a fundraiser we're having for Zay. So you're gonna be right ready. You're gonna be right on. I know you're gonna take care of it quick. You know what I mean? You don't want nothing on your ass. But hey,
don't try to exploit black super friends off his A face. That's not right. God, that sounds too much like pimping.
You do a lot with your face. But hey, we'll talk about it
That,
on another
that
show.
is none of your business.